Partial participation allows greater participation in activities. Even when a person is not able to independently complete an activity, he or she should be given the opportunity to participate at a level in keeping with his or her capabilities. No one should be left out. Partial participation can involve selecting those steps within an activity routine that a person would be able to accomplish independently, and providing a chance for him or her to complete those steps while somebody else completes the rest. Activity routines should be task analyzed by breaking them into small steps in order to identify those parts the person would be able to do. When steps can't be completed independently, people should be allowed to participate in a wide variety of activities with the support of prompts or physical assistance from another person. Once a person is actively involved in a routine, the level of participation and independence can be increased over time through fading the level of support or reducing prompts or adding additional steps to the routine. Here's an example of partial participation for a simple activity like making toast for breakfast, and how to encourage participation from someone who enjoys toast but doesn't know how to make it, and whose current familiar routine is to wait patiently at the table for someone to serve it to them. Making toast may seem like a simple activity, but if we do a task analysis, we might find that toast is a series or chain of dozens of small steps or events. Walk to the kitchen, find the bread, open the wrapper, remove 2 slices, insert them into the toaster, push down the handle, walk to the cabinet, open the door, remove a plate, get the butter from the fridge. You get the idea, step by step until the toast gets set on the dining table to eat. Partial participation would lead us to ask if the person can do any of those steps, and which ones, and with what support. As the person improves his or her comfort level and skill, support can gradually be scaled back and more steps can be added for fuller participation. If, due to the person's self-image, routine, confusion, or anxiety, his need to reject is so strong that he or she doesn't even want to come into the kitchen, preferring to wait at the table to be served, you can encourage participation with the final step by asking the person to take the plate of toast and set it on the table. This final step is easy for success, and because it's the final step, it's quickly followed by the natural reward of getting to eat. Successful, after a time, you can start to gradually go backwards up the chain of steps one at a time. Bring it to the table and set it down. Take it from the kitchen counter, bring it to the table and set it down. Spread the butter, bring it from the counter to the table, and so forth, gradually backwards, adding each step. By increasing the level of participation, you're helping the person develop a new routine. And you help them change their self-image from someone who waits into someone who participates. As the person's self-image changes, he or she will become increasingly more willing to take advantage of more opportunities to participate in a variety of routines. And finally, adapting materials in the environment can allow a greater level of participation. Traditionally, you might think of this as making architectural modifications, building a shelf, or making a folding jig. But adapting materials may include simpler things, such as adding tactile markers to dials on appliances, using a comforter instead of a blanket so straightening the bed is easier, changing to an electric razor, or using a food processor instead of a knife. Adapting environments includes common sense things such as storing materials in consistent locations, reducing clutter, and clearly defining workspaces. All in all, with the right support and encouragement, we can create opportunities for people with deafblindness to have more active and satisfying lives doing the same things we all do. This should always be a goal.
Produced by Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired Outreach Programs, Distance Learning, and Texas Deafblind Project. Websites: distance.tsbvi.edu and www.tsbvi.edu/deaf-blind-project.